Today, we're diving straight into a massive modern mystery that the music industry is scrambling to solve right now. We're talking about tracing music rights when human art and artificial intelligence collide. Modern music production has completely outgrown the old ways we used to track it. It's not just three people jamming in a room with acoustic instruments anymore, right? It's this highly fragmented digital ecosystem. But here's the thing. With this incredible technological shift comes a really high-stakes challenge. When you've got producers, session musicians, and highly sophisticated AI models all contributing to a single track, how on earth do you keep a reliable record of who did what? We're literally dealing with a puzzle of contributor identity, copyright integrity, and ultimately, the livelihoods of human creators. So let's figure out exactly how this is being tackled. Okay, let's dive into this. When a song mixes human creativity and AI, how do you actually trace who contributed, what was approved, and crucially, who gets paid? This is the absolute core of the issue facing the industry today. And honestly, a lot of the mainstream conversation completely misses the mark here. You see, simply knowing whether or not AI was used, like slapping an AI-generated sticker on a song, that doesn't actually solve the real mystery for rights holders. What the industry desperately needs is granular data. We need to know, hey, can we still trace the specific authorizations that were granted? Which usage restrictions apply to which specific sounds or generated stems within the composition? And most importantly, we need to untangle all that data to guarantee that the payment flows seamlessly and accurately to the right people. To truly grasp why this is such a massive logistical headache, you have to look closely at the ingredients of a modern audio track. Just picture a producer sitting at their computer today. For just one cohesive piece of music, they might seamlessly blend original human writing, highly specific licensed voice models from established singers, chopped up vintage samples, live instrumental performances tracked remotely, and entirely AI-generated background stems. It's like a giant puzzle. Think about the sheer volume of totally different licensing frameworks colliding in that one single session. It completely breaks the traditional way we split up royalties. Every single one of these inputs comes from a different origin. They carry their own usage terms, their own agreements, and distinct royalty expectations. It's this massive, intricate web of asynchronous collaboration happening long before the song is even finished. But here is where the critical failure point happens. It all breaks down at the very end of the production process, when all of those beautiful, complex layers get flattened. Bouncing a massive, multi-track session down to a single stereo wave or MP3 file fundamentally strips away all of that granular metadata. Once those incredibly diverse, legally distinct inputs are rendered into a single audio track, the digital rights trail goes completely cold. From a data perspective, the individual writers, the licensed voice models, the specific terms of the AI stems, they are basically erased. The file format itself literally compresses and discards the rich ledger of how the song was actually built. It all just vanishes into the final audio mixdown, leaving rights organizations and streaming platforms entirely blind to what is actually inside the file. So to fix this cold trail, we're seeing two very different approaches popping up across the industry right now. The first is basically just slapping a basic AI label on the track before it hits streaming platforms. But as we just established, that's a completely false solution. A basic label might be great for PR, sure, but it tells you absolutely nothing about the actual rights, the splits, or the licenses behind the music. It doesn't help anyone get paid. Now compare that with a much stronger architecturally sound approach, what we call a source-level model. What's really interesting here is that it bypasses the whole final mixdown problem entirely by starting right at the absolute beginning. It ensures that every single composition, sample, performance, or AI stem is digitally bound to its own contributor identity and royalty terms at the source, way before it ever gets flattened. And this brings us directly to Uptic's copyright and royalty model. This is the precise mechanical solution to this exact data problem. Uptic's framework is specifically engineered to rescue that missing digital trail. Rather than trying to reverse engineer a flattened MP3 file, which is basically impossible, Uptic's model acts as a robust technological bridge. It's an incredible system designed to reliably connect all those disparate contributor identities, the permissions, the terms, directly from the raw individual source assets and carry them cleanly right through to the resulting work. By embedding this data framework right at the creation level, it establishes an unbreakable link between the raw ingredients in the software and the final master recording, ensuring the legal integrity of the track stays totally intact. So, how did this actually work in practice? Well, it builds step by step to maintain that integrity. Step 1 happens right at the inception point, connecting the contributor identities and usage permissions directly to the original source assets the moment they are created or imported. Then, step 2 is where the real architectural shift happens. The framework ensures that the finished track is forced to brilliantly preserve those deep data connections rather than stripping them away during the mixdown process. And finally, step 3 addresses the distribution pipeline. As the music travels out into the world to streaming platforms, compatible applications can reference this exact same perfectly preserved ledger. The royalty and rights data physically travels with the music, clearing a totally transparent path for automated, accurate payment routing. Now, I want to be really clear about something, a crucial caveat regarding what this technology is actually doing. This model is a powerful data framework for sure, but it absolutely does not replace contracts, publishers, rights organizations, or copyright law itself. We aren't talking about wiping out the legal foundations of the music industry, absolutely not. Our existing laws protecting human artists are actually quite robust, but they fundamentally break down when they're fed missing or inaccurate data. And that is exactly where this model steps in. It provides a clearer, immutable rights record that works entirely hand in hand with the existing legal frameworks. It actually empowers the publishers, the legal teams, and the rights organizations by finally giving them pristine, deeply embedded data. It allows the law to function exactly as it was intended to in the AI era. So the crucial takeaway from all of this really boils down to one simple, powerful thought. As AI changes how tracks are made, creators should not become harder to trace. As our production tools evolve into these highly complex, multi-layered digital ecosystems, the absolute necessity of properly tracing and protecting the work of human creators has literally never been more urgent. We absolutely cannot allow the technical limitations of an audio mixdown to erase the rights of the very people who built the song. Which leaves us with a really critical question to ponder. If we don't fix this missing trail right now, will the future of music be one where human creators are entirely subsidized by machines or ultimately replaced by them? It all comes down to the data.